Welcome to the Professor English podcast, where we don't just talk about English, we practice English. My name is Ryan, and I'm your host. Have you ever wanted to read an entire book in English? Have you ever thought about improving your English vocabulary through reading? If you answered yes to these questions, you are in the right place. In each episode of this podcast, we are going to explore the book 1984 by George Orwell, paragraph by paragraph. First, I will read the paragraph. Then, we will examine the contents of the paragraph to be sure that the meaning is clear. Then, we will do a fluency and listening comprehension exercise to practice some of the interesting expressions that we find in the paragraph. Sound good? In this episode, we are going to explore the fourth paragraph of chapter 1, which in my book is page 4. But before we begin, I just want to remind you that if you prefer to have some visual help, you can see the video version of this podcast on my YouTube channel, Professor English ESL Class. In the last episode, Winston had just entered his apartment building and walked up 7 floors. Where he entered his apartment, we learn that there is a TV attached to the wall that is always playing. You can never turn it off, and you can never turn down the volume. We also learned that although Winston looks very cheerful, his body is unhealthy. Maybe he doesn't get enough exercise or food. Now, let's read through the next paragraph one time, and then we'll talk about the interesting words and phrases that we find. Outside, even through the shut window pane, the world looked cold. Down in the street, little eddies of wind were whirling dust and torn paper into spirals, and though the sun was shining and the sky a harsh blue, there seemed to be no color in anything except the posters that were plastered everywhere. The black mustachioed face gazed down from every commanding corner. There was one on the house front immediately opposite. "Big Brother is watching you," the caption said, while the dark eyes looked deep into Winston's own. Down at street level, another poster, torn at one corner, flapped fitfully in the wind, alternately covering and uncovering the single word "ingsoc." In the far distance, a helicopter skimmed down between the roofs, hovered for an instant like a blue bottle, and darted away again with a curving flight. It was the police patrol, snooping into people's windows. The patrols did not matter, however. Only the thought police mattered. That's a pretty long paragraph. Now let's focus on the first sentence. Outside, even through the shut window pane, the world looked cold. The word pane refers to the glass part of the window. You have the window frame, but the pane is the actual sheet of glass. The word even is an interesting word, and one of the words we are going to practice today. So be sure to listen until the end if you want to practice how to use this word, even. Let's say for now that the word even means it doesn't matter, it's not important, I don't care. So we can rephrase this sentence and say it doesn't matter the window was shut or closed. The world still looked very cold. Even through the shut window. Doesn't matter the window was closed. Even through the shut window pane, the world looked cold. Now, let's explore the next sentence Down in the street, little eddies of wind were whirling dust and torn paper into spirals. And though the sun was shining and the sky a harsh blue, there seemed to be no color in anything, except the posters that were plastered everywhere. Down in the street, little eddies of wind. Eddies, whirl, and spiral are all circle words. They all talk about the movement of a circle. An eddy is a circular movement that you see in moving water. Imagine water moving in a river with many rocks. As the water passes over the rocks, it will form little circles like little tornadoes. An eddy is a circular path made by moving wind or water. There are two words in the next phrase which are also connected with circular movements, whirl and spiral. Eddies of wind were whirling dust of torn paper into spirals. Whirl is a verb which means to make circles or move something quickly in the shape of a circle, in the path of a circle. So if the dust was whirling around, you can picture dust flying in the air but moving in the form of a circle. Again, like a tornado, just like a tornado. A spiral, again, is a type of circle. It's a big circle on the outside, and it gets smaller in the inside, smaller circles on the inside. Just like a tornado. A tornado is very big on the top, has very big rings on the top, and very small rings on the bottom. Big rings on the outside, but very small rings on the inside. That is a spiral. So it's a very windy and dirty outside, and the wind is moving the dust and garbage in all directions. These are the eddies. The dust and garbage are like little tornadoes everywhere, whirling around, moving in fast circles and forming spirals, big circles on top, little circles on the bottom, like a tornado. Big circles on the outside, little circles on the inside, just like a tornado. Let's review what we have learned so far from this paragraph. Winston is looking out of his window from his apartment. It looks pretty ugly outside. Bad weather, very dirty, a lot of garbage and dust flying around. Let's keep reading. Down in the street, little eddies of wind were whirling dust and torn paper into spirals, and though the sun was shining brightly and the sky a harsh blue, there seemed to be no color in anything except the posters that were plastered everywhere. And though the sun was shining, just like even, though usually has the meaning of it doesn't matter. It's not important. We're going to practice using these phrases a little later in this episode, so you will want to stay to the end if you want to improve your understanding and ability to use these words, even and though and even though. That's our little bonus round, even though. For right now, let's read this line just like we did before. It didn't matter that the sun was shining. It wasn't important that the sun was shining. I don't care that the sun was shining. The sun shining made no impact. Everything still had no color. The sky was harsh. Harsh is a negative word associated with things that are not pleasant, maybe even hurt. Things that are unpleasant are harsh. Blue is a pretty nice color. In my opinion, a blue sky sounds great. But this is a harsh blue sky. This is an unpleasant blue, an ugly blue, a blue that makes you feel bad, a blue that almost hurts. It didn't matter that the sun was shining and the sky was blue, an ugly blue, a blue that hurts, a harsh blue. The only colors that you could really see were the colors of a poster that was everywhere. The poster was plastered everywhere. Let's say that plaster means stuck like glue. Let's say that plaster here is being used to mean glued or sticking. A poster plastered to a wall is a poster attached to the wall, a poster stuck to the wall. If the poster is plastered everywhere, it means the poster is on the wall of every building. If you walk down the street, you will see the poster on every building. It is attached to every wall. It is plastered everywhere. Winston is looking out of his apartment window. The weather is very bad and cold and windy. The streets are very dirty. There's no color in the day, maybe because of the weather. The only colors that are easy to see are the colors on the poster. This poster is on every building. It's everywhere. You can see the poster on everything. The black mustachioed face gazed down from every commanding corner. There was one on the house front immediately opposite. "Big Brother is watching you," the caption said, while the dark eyes looked deep into Winston's own. The black mustachioed face gazed down from every commanding corner. You probably know the word mustache. And here Orwell is using mustache like the past participle of a verb. It just means the face with the black mustache. But it's a more interesting and amusing way to say it. The black mustachioed face. The face with the black mustache. The face with the black mustache gazed down from every commanding corner. Gaze is a word just like look. It is look, but with concentration. It is like looking and thinking at the same time. The face gazed down from every corner. It didn't just look down at you, it was looking down at you and maybe thinking about you. Commanding here means important. Commanding corner, important corner, busy corner, where everyone can see. People are always there at that corner. It's important. So it's a commanding corner. The poster was placed in very important areas outside where everyone could see it. Every commanding corner. Every commanding corner. Important corners where everyone can see. There was one on the house immediately opposite. This means there was a poster on the house across the street from Winston's apartment building. "Big Brother is watching you," the caption said, while the dark eyes looked deep into Winston's own. This is another reference to the strange way the poster seemed to look at you. The poster seemed to see you. The poster gazed at you. Let's read the next sentence. Down at street level, another poster, torn at one corner, flapped fitfully in the wind, alternately covering and uncovering a single word, ingsoc. In the far distance, a helicopter skimmed down between roofs, hovered for an instant like a blue bottle, and darted away again with a curving flight. Down at street level, another poster, torn at one corner, flapped fitfully in the wind, covering and uncovering the single word ingsoc. The poster flapped fitfully. Flap is a pretty useful word. Flap is the movement of something flexible. Think about a flag moving in the wind. That is flap. You would say the flag is flapping in the wind. Flap is also the part of a bag that hangs or covers the top of the bag and hangs over the side. It's very common on women's purses, but also common for other types of bags. The poster flapped. Picture a flag moving in the wind. The poster flapped fitfully. The word fitfully is not a terribly important word to know. You might never see it again. It just means it was an irregular movement. Let's revisit what we know so far. It's cold, it's windy, colorless and dirty outside. The only colors you can see outside are from the posters that are on every building. The poster, a picture of a man's face, has writing on it. It says, "Big Brother is watching you." In the far distance, a helicopter skimmed down between the roofs. Skim here means a quick, light movement. So we can imagine the helicopter moving down very quickly and easily in between the buildings. The helicopter skimmed down between the buildings. It moved very quickly and lightly and easily between the buildings, and then darted away again with a curving flight. Do you know the game of darts? It's a common game played in pubs and bars. The goal of the game is to throw a sharp object, a dart, to an exact place on a target. A dart moves quickly, and if you're not watching it carefully, you might not even see it fly. Now you can imagine what dart could mean as a verb. Flying very quickly through the air, so quickly if you're not watching it, you might not see it. In the far distance, the helicopter skimmed down between the roofs, hovered for an instant like a blue bottle, and then darted away again with a curving flight. It was the police patrol. To hover means to stay in the air above something. You might be familiar with hover from computer language. You move the mouse so that the cursor hovers over something. You move the mouse so that the cursor hovers over something that you see on the screen. Hover means stay in one place. Suspended, to stay in one place in the air over another thing. Helicopters can hover. They can be in the air without moving forward or backward, left or right, unlike an airplane, which must always be moving. So the helicopter moved quickly between buildings. Sometimes it would stop, as if watching something, and move quickly away. The helicopter skimmed down, hovered, and then darted away. The helicopter hovered like a blue bottle. Helicopters and flies, insects, sometimes look very similar. Both can be in the air without moving in any direction. A blue bottle is a type of fly, a type of insect. Orwell is using the word like to compare the helicopter to the insect. This is called a simile. We are going to practice using them very shortly, but let's finish up the paragraph first. It was the police patrol, snooping into people's windows. The word snoop means investigate. It means looking for information. A person who is snooping is looking for things other people do. They probably want to cause harm with the information. So snooping is a bad thing. The helicopter was snooping into people's windows. The helicopter was looking into people's windows, trying to catch them doing something bad. All right, Winston is in his apartment, looking out the window. He sees a cold, ugly, colorless city. The only color he sees are the posters of a man's face. The posters are on every building. The poster says, "Big Brother is watching you." He notices a helicopter flying between buildings. Sometimes the helicopter stops in the air and stays in one place. They are looking into people's windows and spying on them, making sure they are behaving. But it was only the police patrol. Nothing really to worry about. If it had been the thought police, that would be something to worry about. If you have any questions about this paragraph that we have just read, if there's something you still don't understand about it, please leave it in the comments and I will be happy to try and answer it for you later. Now, let's practice some English. Let's practice using even in the sense that something doesn't matter, something is not important. This is going to be a practice exercise in 3 parts. First, we will practice even. Then we will practice using the word though, which means the same thing, but it has a different construction. And then we will practice using the phrase even though, which is a little different, from even and though. Now, let's jump in and practice some English. Here is a problem. John is depressed. Now, let's make a why question. John is depressed. How would you make a why question? Why is John depressed? Why is John depressed? Why is John depressed? Why is John depressed? Here is the reason: he can't find a job. He can't find a job. John is depressed because he can't find a job. Say everything together. Try to say that. John is depressed because he can't find a job. John's depressed. John is depressed. John's depressed. John's depressed because he can't find a job. Okay. Now let's make an objection. Okay, what do you mean he can't find a job? How can you say that? But he has a lot of training. So that's an objection. Like, John is depressed because he can't find a job. Here's the objection. But what are you talking about? He has a lot of training. That's our protest. But he has a lot of training. Can you repeat that? But he has a lot of training. What are you talking about? Okay. Now we want to say that doesn't matter. It is not important. It doesn't make a difference that he has a lot of training. So we're going to say even, and then we're going to use a preposition, and then a noun. Okay, so this is what we're going to say. Even with a lot of training. Even, preposition with, and then a lot of training. This means it's not important. It doesn't make a difference. He has a lot of training. Who cares? He has a lot of training. He can't find a job. Doesn't matter. He has a lot of training. He can't find a job. Even with a lot of training, he can't find a job. Even with a lot of training, he can't find a job. Try to say that whole thing. Even with a lot of training. With a lot of. With a lotta. With a lotta. With a lotta. Even with a lot of training. Even with a lot of training. Even with a lot of training. With a lotta. Even with a lot of training, he can't find a job. Okay. Super duper. Let's try another example. Okay. Here is another problem. Okay. Oh, we can't go to Mark's restaurant. We can't go to Mark's restaurant. Can you repeat that? Oh, we can't go to Mark's restaurant. Now, let's make a why not question. Why not? What's the problem? Why not? Why can't we? Why can't we go? Why can't we go to Mark's restaurant? Why can't we go to Mark's restaurant? Okay. And here is the reason. It is fully booked. It is fully booked. We can't go to Mark's restaurant because it's fully booked. We can't go to Mark's restaurant because it's fully booked. Okay. Now let's make a protest. Let's object. Let's say, what are you talking about? It's fully booked. That can't possibly be the case. But it's Sunday. But it's Sunday. So I guess this person expects that the restaurant should not be full on a Sunday. But it's Sunday. But it is. But it's. But it's. But it's Sunday. But it is. But it's. But it's Sunday. Okay, now we're going to say doesn't matter, not important, doesn't make a difference. So we'll say even for doesn't matter, and then we'll use a preposition, and then we'll use a noun. Even on a Sunday. Even on a Sunday. That's even, doesn't matter, on preposition, a Sunday, noun. Even on a Sunday, even on a, even on a, even on a. Even on a Sunday, it's fully booked. Even on a Sunday, it's fully booked. Can you say that? Can you say everything together? Okay, we can reverse it also. We can say it's fully booked, even on a Sunday. It's fully booked, even on a Sunday. All right, amazing job. This is easy. It's a piece of cake. Now, let's try another example. But before we do, I just want to ask you, do you find these exercises useful? If you do, then please take the time to subscribe to my channel. And if you are watching the podcast on my YouTube channel, Professor English ESL Class, then please take a moment to press the like button. It helps my channel so much, and it lets me know that you want to see more exercises just like this one. Now, let's get back to practicing some English. Here is a new problem. Mary is angry with her son. Let's make a why question. Why is Mary angry with her son? With her son. With her son. Why is Mary angry with her son? 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 Okay, here is the reason. He wouldn't go to the store for her. So imagine that Mary, the mother, asked her son to go to the store, and he said no. So Mary is angry with her son because he wouldn't go to the store for her. Mary is angry with her son because he wouldn't go to the store for her. Mary is angry with her son because he wouldn't go to the store for her. Okay, now here is our objection. But she is his mother. Oh no, he didn't listen to his mother. That's crazy. But she is his mother. She's his. She's his. She is his. She's his. She's his mother. But she's his mother. But she's his mother. Okay, now let's make our doesn't matter, don't care, doesn't make a difference phrase. Okay, doesn't matter, preposition, noun. Even, preposition, noun. Even for his mother. Even for his mother. Even for his mother, he wouldn't go to the store. Even for his mother, he wouldn't go to the store. For his mother, for his. Even for his mother, he wouldn't go to the store. We can do the reverse. We can say, he wouldn't go to the store, even for his mother. He wouldn't go to the store, even for his mother. All right, you did an amazing job. Now, you should be able to understand the original sentence very well. Even through the shut window, the world looked cold. Even through the shut, doesn't matter the window was shut, he could still feel the cold. Even through the shut window, the world looked cold. Okay, now let's practice something very similar. Let's practice something very similar to even. Let's practice using though. They are the same, but the construction is different. Remember, with even, you have to use a preposition plus a noun and use the word even. But with though, it has the same meaning, but after though, you have to put a complete sentence. Let's practice a bit. Okay. John took an umbrella with him. Let's make a why question. Why did John take an umbrella with him? Why did John take an umbrella with him? It wasn't raining. It wasn't raining. Why did John take an umbrella with him? It wasn't raining. Why did John take an umbrella with him? It wasn't raining. Now let's say, not important, it wasn't raining. It didn't matter, it wasn't raining. It makes no difference, it wasn't raining. Now we have our full sentence, it wasn't raining. So we can just put the word though in the front, and that will mean not important, doesn't matter, doesn't make a difference. Though it wasn't raining, John took an umbrella. Doesn't matter, wasn't raining, John took an umbrella. Or you can say, John took an umbrella, though it wasn't raining. John took an umbrella, though it wasn't raining. Okay, let's try another one. Lisa's car doesn't work. How would you make a why not question with that sentence? Lisa's car doesn't work. Why doesn't Lisa's car work? Why doesn't Lisa's car work? Why doesn't Lisa's car work? The reason is it was an inexpensive car. Let's just say it was inexpensive. Her car doesn't work because it was inexpensive. Her car doesn't work because it was inexpensive. Now let's do an objection. But Lisa's very rich. Lisa has a lot of money. Why does she have an inexpensive car? That's our protest, our objection. But Lisa's very rich. Okay, now we want to say it doesn't matter Lisa's very rich. That doesn't make a difference. That's not important here. Okay, that's not the point. Though Lisa is rich, her car was inexpensive. Doesn't matter she was rich. Though she is rich, her car was inexpensive. And we can reverse it. We can say her car was inexpensive, though she is rich. Her car was inexpensive, though she was rich. All right, you're doing an amazing job. Let's try another example. John worked all night long. John worked all night long. Now let's make a why question with that sentence. Why did John work all night long? Why did John work all night long? He worked all night long because he had a deadline to meet. He had a deadline to meet. He worked all night long because he had a deadline to meet. He had a deadline to meet. He worked all night long because he had a deadline to meet. Okay. Now let's object. Let's say, what are you talking about? That's crazy. But he's lazy. What do you mean he worked all night long? He's lazy. But he's lazy. Okay, now we want to say, doesn't matter. It's not important he's lazy. He worked all night long. So we have our full sentence, he is lazy, and we can put the word although in front. Although he is lazy, we can put the word though in the front. Though he is lazy, he worked all night long. Though he is lazy, he worked all night long. Doesn't matter he's lazy. I don't care he's lazy. I don't care you say he's lazy. He worked all night long. Makes no difference. We can also say he worked all night long, though he is lazy. He worked all night long, though he is lazy. All right. Super duper job. Now, let's take a look at a very common phrase, which is even though. It's very similar to even and very similar to though, but it's stronger. It makes a bigger point. Full sentences follow this phrase. Let's try some examples. Lucy can't go on vacation. Lucy can't go on vacation. Let's make a why not question. Why not? What is the reason? Why not? Why can't Lucy go on vacation? Why can't Lucy go on vacation? Why can't Lucy go on vacation? Here is the reason. She doesn't have enough money. Lucy can't go on vacation because she doesn't have enough money. Lucy can't go on vacation because she doesn't have enough money. Okay. Now let's object. Let's say, that's no problem for her. But her job pays very well. But her job pays very well. What are you talking about? How can she not have enough money? Her job pays very well. But her job pays very well. Now let's use even though to mean doesn't matter. Her job pays very well. Full sentence. Her job pays very well. She doesn't have enough money. Even though her job pays very well, she doesn't have enough money. Even though her job pays very well, she doesn't have enough money. And this is a little bit stronger. This is like, I know, I agree with you. That's true. Her job pays very well. I can't believe it. She doesn't have enough money anyway. Even though her job pays very well, she doesn't have enough money. We can reverse it and we can say, she doesn't have enough money even though her job pays very well. She doesn't have enough money even though her job pays very well. Okay. Super duper job. Let's try another example. Mary is mad. Mary is mad at John. That means angry with, in case you don't know. Mary is mad at John. Mary is angry with John. Mary is mad at John. Why question? Why? Why is Mary mad at John? Why is Mary mad at John? Okay, here is our reason. Mary, he won't go to the party. He won't go to the party. Mary is mad at John because he won't go to the party. Mary is mad at John because he won't go to the party. Now let's make an objection. This is strange. This is unusual. But John loves parties. But what are you talking about? John loves parties. But John loves parties. Okay. Now let's say it doesn't matter he loves parties. He won't go. He won't go. Doesn't matter. So we'll use even though for that doesn't matter. Even though he loves parties, he won't go. Even though he loves parties, he won't go. That means, I know, you're right. I agree with you. I think that too. It's strange. Even though he loves parties, he won't go. All right. Fantastic job. Easy as pie. Let's do one more example. Mary hates speaking English. Let's make a why question. Why does Mary hate speaking English? Okay, and here's our reason. Because it is hard. Mary hates speaking English because it's hard. Mary hates speaking English because it's hard. Now let's make an objection. Let's say, but what are you talking about? But she needs English for her job. But she needs English for her job. But she needs English for her job. Now let's say, doesn't matter. It's not important. I know, I agree with you. You're right. It's strange to me. Even though she needs English for her job, she hates speaking English. Even though she needs English for her job, she hates speaking English. Now, let's reverse it and say she hates speaking English, even though she needs it for her job. She hates speaking English, even though she needs it for her job. Wow, you did a great job, and I knew you could do it. Now let's revisit the phrases from the paragraph where these words are used. Even through the shut window, the world looked cold. Didn't matter the window was closed. The world looked cold. Though the sun was shining and the sky a harsh blue, there was no color in anything. It didn't matter that the sun was shining. It didn't matter that the sky was blue. He couldn't see any color. Do you feel more comfortable using even and though now that we've practiced it? Good! Now, let's practice one more thing. Similes. Similes are phrases where two very different things are connected by one thing, where they seem similar. There's one thing that makes them seem similar. Sound confusing? Let's figure it out with an example. Mary loved her new outfit. Why question? Can you make a why question with Mary loved her new outfit? Why did Mary love her new outfit? Why did Mary love her new outfit? Love her. Lover. Why did Mary love her new outfit? Why did Mary love her new outfit? Here's the reason. It fit very well. She loved her new outfit because it fit very well. She loved her new outfit because it fit very well. Okay, this is a perfectly fine sentence. There is an expression that we can use which will make it more colorful, more interesting. That will be fit like a glove. Fit like a glove. The word like there means similar in a similar way. Fit in a similar way that a glove fits. She loved her new outfit because it fit like a glove. She loved her new outfit because it fit like a glove. Here the word like means similar to or in the same way. Her outfit formed around her hand in the same way a glove fits. I guess gloves used to fit perfectly. Let's make another simile using like. John is trying to lose weight. Let's make a why question with that sentence. Why is John trying to lose weight? Why is John trying to lose weight? Here's the reason. He ate too much food during the holiday. He ate too much food during the holiday. He's trying to lose weight because he ate too much food during the holiday. He's trying to lose weight because he ate too much food during the holiday. He's trying to lose weight because he ate too much food during the holiday. There's nothing wrong with this sentence, but if you wanted to make it a more interesting or colorful sentence, we can use a simile, which is he ate like a pig. He ate in a way similar to the way a pig eats. So we can say he's trying to lose weight because he ate like a pig during the holiday. He's trying to lose weight because he ate like a pig during the holiday. All right, super duper job. Let's try another example. But before we do, I just want to ask you, do you find these exercises helpful? Would you like more exercises like this one? Then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It lets me know that I'm helping you. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, Professor English ESL Class, don't forget to press the like button. It's a great way to let me know that I have helped you. Now, let's try another simile. John got fired from his job. Let's make a why question with that sentence. John got fired from his job. Why did John get fired from his job? Why did John get fired from his job? Why did John get fired? Here's the reason. Customers needed help, but he just sat in his chair and did nothing. So customers needed help, but he just sat in his chair and did nothing. John got fired from his job because customers needed help, but he just sat in his chair and did nothing. That's a pretty long sentence. I won't make you say it again. But there's nothing wrong with this sentence. We can use it. It's fine. But if we wanted to sound more colorful, make more interest, we could use a pretty common phrase in English, which is, he just sat there like a bump on a log, like a bump on a log. Customers needed help, but he just sat there like a bump on a log. Customers needed help, but he just sat there like a bump on a log. All right, super duper job. Let's do one more simile. Mary has a horrible headache this morning. How would you make a why question? Mary has a horrible headache this morning. Why does Mary have a horrible headache this morning? Why does Mary have a horrible headache this morning? All right, here's the reason. She drank too much alcohol last night. She drank too much alcohol last night. Mary has a horrible headache this morning because she drank too much alcohol last night. Mary has a headache this morning because she drank too much alcohol last night. Now, there's nothing wrong with this sentence, but using a simile will make your statement more interesting. A common simile for drinking too much alcohol is drinking like a fish. Drinking like a fish. She drank like a fish last night. She drank like a fish last night. She drank like a fish last night. Mary has a headache this morning because she drank like a fish last night. Mary has a headache this morning because she drank like a fish last night. All right. Now, let's revisit the simile from this paragraph, which is the helicopter hovered like an insect. It hovered like a fly. Hopefully now that makes sense to you, what that means, that the helicopters shared characteristics of an insect flying, how they can stop in the middle of the air. Okay, well, it's been really fun practicing English with you today, and I hope to see you again soon. This is a rather experimental way of exploring English, and it takes a lot of work. So if you want to see more videos like this one, if you want more podcasts exploring English, vocabulary using grammar from 1984, please leave a comment and let me know that you find this helpful. But until the next paragraph, goodbye.